Hello, this is Lee back once again for another video, and I have a bit of a rant on my mind. So, I don't try to get political on this channel. I just try to review things, that I enjoy, or maybe that I tried out and, what I really thought of it. But, sometimes people talk about, these various, Earth holidays. I consider myself, an Earth person, so, I enjoy them too. People talk about the war on Christmas, which is, it's a bit overblown. I enjoy the holiday season my own way, and other people enjoy it theirs. Don't tell me, how to do things. I'll just kind of do it my way, and, some of the things I do are fun, and try it, you might like it, who knows. But, what I want to talk about now is what I call, overdramatically, the war on Halloween. What is it with Halloween? When I was a small, being, I was told stories about how there were evil people out there. And on Halloween night, they would take your little candies and they would, instead of a wonderful treat, they would put razor blades and poison and syringes, and they would try to kill you for enjoying holiday. And I was also told that there were, demons and this, devil worshippers out there who were going to destroy and burn everything down. Devil's Night. Devil's Night isn't what it used to be. These people burning down buildings in Detroit the night before Halloween. You know what they have now? Devil's Night greeting cards. Now, isn't that precious? But I don't want to talk about that. There have been a couple of cases, apparently in the news, about, someone getting hit by a car, or maybe someone was even killed, a murder. One person is all it takes, and all the parents are going to be scared, rightfully so, for their children's safety, Because really, you're a kid, you just want to have fun. You don't know about all the danger in the world. Your parents want to protect you. That's admirable. That's what parents should do. But they can be overprotective sometimes too. So, you have all these places where Halloween night, isn't celebrated with trick-or-treating anymore. They get rid of that. I guess, they figure, the trick, it's usually just some kids throwing, toilet paper in someone's trees or something, or soap in the windows. That was always the thing. Or ring the doorbell and run away, try to scare the person. But usually it's just the treat. You come to the door and you say trick or treat, and they give you candy, and maybe you do a little dance, or, impersonate the character that you've got. If you've got the Incredible Hulk, you go Hulk smash, and they laugh and give you candy, whatever. The pranks are usually pretty innocent, but, you have various neighborhoods where they schedule the candy distribution for the day before or the day after. And a lot of times they have it during the daytime. And, the kids don't walk from house to house with their little treat bags and their costumes. No, they get driven around in cars, in SUVs, other traveling vehicles. Or maybe they don't even go house to house anymore. They go to the mall, or they go to a business and they get candy there. It just seems rather boring. The thing is, your parents can buy a big bag of candy at the grocery store or the candy store and bring it home. If you're an adult, you can buy your own candy. It doesn't matter. But as a child, as a small person, the whole fun part of the evening was to dress up in your costume, become a different character, whether it's a scary character, a heroic character, pretty character, just something different so that you're not recognized. You take on a different role for the night, all in fun. And you get to see everyone else's costumes and things. And you go to different houses and people, maybe scare you with the atmosphere, the ambiance, the decorations. It was all just fun. Kids like to be scared, But you would go out and you would earn the candy. You would go house to house marching, running. You would get as much candy as you possibly could, all kinds of different flavors and colors and shapes and sizes. It didn't even matter. It's not like you had to eat it all at once. The main thing was just getting it, feeling like you earned it. So it's not about, someone could just buy you a 10-pound bag of candy and say, there you go. It's like playing a video game where you just press one button and you've won. Wouldn't you rather earn your way there? Feel like you did something to get it? And tell all the stories about how you went to that one house, got really scared. Because, someone came to the door and their costume was so amazing. Or, the haunted house, decorations were so great. Well, so I feel like a lot of children these days miss out. And it's different in other countries. In the United States of America, it's really kind of gone downhill. And then for adults, you think about, well, I don't trick or treat anymore, but what do? I hand out candy. But how can you? If you're working all day, when you get home, there's no trick or treat because it's been canceled. It's been rescheduled to some other time. So who gets to do it? Not people who live in apartments or live, away from suburban areas. Maybe it's too dangerous for some children, so, I don't blame their parents, but still, it takes all the fun out of it. And so what do adults do? They go to parties. But here's the problem with adult parties, holiday parties for adults in the US of A. People talk about things being commercialized, but, well, all it is it's trashy costumes and getting intoxicated on alcohol. But you can do that any weekend you want. Why do you need a holiday to do it? Why do you need to ruin a holiday and just turn it into the same old boring thing you do all year long? What a disgrace. How silly. How uncreative. But I see, the energies that people have come out in other ways. You still have parades. You have cosplayers. You didn't have cosplayers when I was a small person. But people obviously like to become these characters. They like to dress up. And they don't get to at Halloween because it's all about the trashy, sexualized characters. And, getting hammered at a bar like you could any other day of the year. So, people are really dedicated to creating interesting, creative, cool, fun, scary costumes. Do it at, anime conventions and gaming, groups and things. So I just kind of wish that part of Halloween had stayed. So, just like with the war on Christmas, you've got people who complain, well, Christmas is too commercialized, it's too materialistic, it's too secular, it's too whatever. You be the change. You make the holiday the way you want it to be. Get your friends and family to go along with it. Spread the word. Show people how much fun you're having. And it'll have a contagious effect. Instead of people that, poo-poo the holiday as something boring and silly, they might pick up on the fun. Because really, what a holiday is? It's a holy day. It's something religious. Something spiritual. But not everyone, adheres to those beliefs. And maybe they still want to have fun. Maybe they'll take the day off. They'll take the afternoon off, the evening off, but give them something fun to do. Draw them in. Let them experience the joy that can be had. So I was very disappointed this year for Halloween. What it could have been. I like to go to parties. I like to give out candy. I like to eat candy. I like to dress up. I like to watch scary movies and have fun. So I've decided I'm going to live Halloween my way. And if you want to join me, please feel free. Be part of the change. Don't let all these people just turn it into something dull and mediocre and boring and silly and stupid and something you could do any other time. Just like Wu-Tang Clan, said, Halloween is for the kids. But it can also be for the kids inside us, the kids in all of us, really. Because we grow up, but if we can maintain that sense of joy, that wonder, along with the wisdom of being a grown-up, but not be stuffy and boring, but just enjoy. So, anyway, just some kind of disconnected thoughts, too much candy on the brain, too much sugar in the system. But, anyway, I just wanted to share that rant because it's been brewing inside for a while, like a witch's brew. Halloween could be so much more. And so, I hope you saw the Great Pumpkin this year, and maybe next year I'll see you again and have something better to share. Oh, and one other thing. Some of us have a favorite, Christmas movie we like to watch or whatever. I have a favorite Halloween movie I'll just share it really briefly. And this is kind of my review after the rant. So, you can skip it if you don't want to hear it. But the original Brandon Lee action cult classic, The Crow, the original. It had many terrible sequels, but, this 90s movie, it's kind of melodramatic and it has action and it has this kind of emo rock thrash soundtrack which just fits it perfectly. It's based on a graphic novel which I have read. I actually think the movie is an improvement over it. um, it's about a young man, a rock star, and he's engaged to this young woman, and the two of them are going to be married on a Halloween night, the day before Devil's Night. In Detroit, this gang of wicked men, employed by a gangster, basically, go around, torching buildings, I guess to get the insurance money or some scam that they're running. But they kill this couple. They torture them and kill them. And a strange, mystical thing happens. And a crow, actually a raven, but a crow, brings this young man back from the dead a year later, and he crawls out of his tomb, and he's a ghoul. He's a man, but he can touch objects, and it transfers the memory of that thing. So the memories come flooding back into his mind of what happened, and so he finds out about his own murder, and about how his fiancée was raped and killed, and she died. And he finds out there was a policeman that was there, tried to help, but he couldn't do anything, and he tracks down the gang members one by one, and he executes his vengeance upon them. And, it's a brutal film. It's a revenge fantasy. But I don't know. There's moments of tenderness in it. There's moments of humor. There's good action. For a low budget, cult film, it's quite entertaining. And it is dark, but it kind of just gets me in the mood. It's set in Halloween, and there's little moments like where he helps this single mother to, kind of come out of her drug-induced coma and realize that her young daughter needs her. And he shares the pain and suffering with these gang members, showing the damage they did, really, making them see it, face to face. And he helps this police officer, carry out his duties. And there's a moment where the character, they don't give him a name. I mean, he's Eric Draven is the character, but the crow is actually the bird that follows him around, gives him his powers, makes him invulnerable. He can recover from any wound, and he has supernatural, speed and strength, but not over the top like Superman. Well, anyway, he looks forward and he sees these little children running around, trick or treating, and he kind of just forgets for a moment where he is and what he's doing, on a mission to destroy these gang members, and he's just kind of laughing and chuckling. He's just enjoying the livelihood of these characters. These children just having fun. And he sees that and he just kind of laughs, and it's kind of in slow motion. And the whole thing is tragic because the actor was killed during the making of the film. And it's kind of like Heath Ledger's Joker. You wonder if The Dark Knight or if The Crow would have been as famous if the actor hadn't been killed tragically during the production of the film. But nevertheless, The Crow, I like it. I enjoy it. It's not perfect, but I enjoy it. And so if you ever have an interest in seeing, that movie, definitely avoid the sequels because they just try to copy the first film or they try to do other things and they're just dull and boring. Brandon Lee was perfect for this role. He really does it well, and I recommend it. I try to watch it every year around Halloween time. Kind of gets me in the mood. So, anyway, just my thoughts there. So, enjoy your candy and, check everything. Make sure there's no razor blades or poison, but chances are you're going to be fine. Death does come for us all, but not usually in, dramatic ways like in the movies. So, sweet dreams. And I do mean sweet dreams.